Hey there YouTube, I'm Yukitsu, this is Yukitsu Times, welcome to my channel, welcome to some Don't Starve. So, I've been trying to hunt down Wilbur, the Monkey King, and it's a character that, you unlock by finding him out in the ocean, and you have to have that crown that I found in an earlier playthrough. And, I just have not been able to find the little bastard, so I figured, what would probably make this more tolerable for me is to make an adventure series out of it so that I can gripe at you about the whole thing while I'm trying to do it. So, this is just me trying to hunt down the Monkey King, and this series is going to continue no matter how many playthroughs it takes until I find the little bastard. That little monkey bastard. So yeah, the reason that's so hard to find him is that the maps in Shipwrecked are actually huge. Like, they're astonishingly big, and that makes it just that much more difficult to figure out how in the hell you're supposed to actually go ahead and find the guy, because he spawns in a random spot, like, in the water somewhere. Like, it becomes really difficult because there's a lot of water on the map. So if we were to go to the map here, scroll out all the way, it is scrolling like this because, like, the map kind of goes in those directions out that far. Like, it is a big map. This is the default size map for Don't Starve. I don't think it actually gets smaller. I think you can only get larger. I'm not 100% sure about that, though. So yeah, like, this is just going to be one of those real pains. I think that the way that we're going to try this, I think there's sort of two strategies that we could approach this. One is the sort of way where you just, like, pick Wilani and you surfboard around the place until you find her. And I think that there's the way where, you try and make it a big adventure. Like, you have a base set up somewhere, you find a good island and make it your base camp, and you say that we're going to quest out from here and try and find that monkey bastard from our new and improved base camp or whatever. And I think that we're going to go for that latter method, because it sounds like it's a little bit more fun. Now, we might end up finding the pirate instead, who similarly is going to be a real pain to try and find, but I think that that's just sort of part of the game at this point. So, like, these characters are not meant to be unlocked just by casually running into them, I don't think. Like, I feel like there are certain characters in Don't Starve that are deliberately difficult to find, and they're supposed to be hard to find. And they're supposed to be all about the player going ahead and getting them through luck and discovery after a lot of time in playthroughs. And Wilbur and the pirate guy both seem like that, so I'm going to have to try our best. So we are going to try and get off this island relatively soon. It's not going to have what we need, so that is perfectly acceptable, though. Let's get ourselves a hammer. Alright. We'll have to find an island with a stuff required for a science machine. It's going to be one of the things that we're going to really need quickly. So once we get that science machine, of course, it gives us access to the all-important backpack, which we're going to want, obviously. But more importantly, it's going to give us access to things like telescopes and, of course, boats that travel faster than slugs. So that's going to be an important and good part of this. I have actually done a couple playthroughs where I've just, like, figured, you know what, maybe if I just, like, skirt around the place, I can find the stupid monkey without too much difficulty, and it's like, no. It turns out that the maps here are huge. It takes, like, an entire day to go just from one end to the other without even interacting with anything. So, like, if you had to do stuff like stop and eat along the way, then you're going to end up in the situation where you're expending a fairly considerable number of resources and time just to find anything at all. A lot of it's kind of empty space, too. I think that sort of has that same problem that Wind Waker had when it first came out. I actually really liked Wind Waker, but did have that problem of the world was being, like, the world was just huge. The world was way too big, and it took a lot of time to travel from one part to the other on your little boat. And there were interesting encounters from time to time, like the Kraken or whatever would show up, and pirates were all over the place, little pirate bases, pirate ships with bombs and stuff like that, and that was always fun. But if you're just trying to get somewhere, it would take, like, hours sometimes. Feels sort of the same way with this game. Alright, so there's a snake in that bush. Fantastic. Let's not deal with the snake bush. I don't want any. Unless I need that particular piece of vine, but we'll see. Looks like that one's safe. I think they've made it a little bit more obvious or something than it used to be. I don't know. It used to not necessarily be that obvious when a bush had a snake in it. For me, anyway. I also noticed that they've, like, nerfed the number of monkey islands, but that seems to... maybe that's just me as well, I don't know. We might not actually have enough bamboo for a bamboo raft. We might have to make a... Wow, that's a real kick in the nuts. Alright, no, it looks like there's another section, though, that could potentially have what I need. Alright, we do want to collect these bottles, because we're going to try making ourselves a whole boatload of, what are they called? Telescopes. Alright, there we go. Got now access to the boat, so we don't need any more of this stuff here. Let's just go ahead and collect up all this trash over here. Go away, snake. I don't want any. None of what you're selling. Alright, let's just get back here. Backing away from a snake. Alright, he seems to be heading back towards the area that from whence he came. So that's fine. Boat repair kit. Let's go ahead and make our boat, clear out our inventory. Got exactly enough resources for our little dinghy here. That was a lot of snakes. Okay, we're not going to actually build the raft yet. I just wanted that stuff cleared out of my inventory, but we're probably going to make a fire tonight just so that we can cook up all these limpets. So if I can find even a few more limpets, that would probably also be useful. And I guess we could continue pulling up resources as well. The reason is that we've pretty much explored this island and we're going to get off of it. Like, there's never gold on the starting island for some reason. I guess it's to really force players to explore and to adventure and to go to other places and meet new and interesting people and then kill them. That's how the saying goes, right? I think it is. Alright. I'm not even sure that I want to necessarily make an axe right now. It's just kind of meh. We'll need one eventually, of course, but, like, don't feel like we need one right now. We'll save the fire until, like, the last second. There's an interesting thing about this game as well that I found, and it's going to come in handy with our Abigail thing. To catch a crab, all you actually have to do is drop the trap on top of the crab, and it'll instantly catch it when it's buried in the sand. So you can just walk up to one that's been chased until it's got its head buried, and then you can just drop a basket on top of it and it automatically catches it. So it's slightly actually more convenient to do that than it is to use baskets to catch rabbits, because with rabbits you have to sort of wait around and you have to sort of have a bunch of them set around, but for this you just have to walk up, put one on top, and then you can kill something to give to Abigail in your dark ritualistic sacrifice. Which is what Wendy's all about. It's dark ritualistic sacrifices. Okay. Wonder if I can hammer a campfire. Looks like I can't. Bestows life in its fruits, but only if I... Oh, Wendy, never change. Anyway, as per usual, game is saving automatically and causing the game to completely delay itself, because that's how that works. I love how you can hammer your boat, which would be an awful thing to do. I'm wondering how many resources actually you recover when you do hammer your boat. Maybe when I've got a boat that's on its last legs, it's best if I hammer it down, but I'm assuming that it being on low health means that I'd get less back. That would make sense, but maybe not actually in this game. Because you only get a fraction of what you spent on any given thing back when you hammer it, so about half. Alright, so we're just trying to find a clear route for another island. Usually there's large numbers of chains, and finding islands by staking out into the wide blue yonder is not necessarily a good idea. Oh. Let's see if we can find out where another island is here. There's one over there. It's right by a pigman, but that direction doesn't look particularly favorable to us since we'd have to cross Blue Ocean. And I mean, it's not as though it's impossible to cross Blue Ocean or anything like that. I've definitely done it, especially as Wulani. But I'd much rather not do that just because it's kind of risky, and usually you can find good islands around your starting one, so... What I should do at some point, though, is just do a quick run to figure out where we are, like where the center of the map is. At the edge of the map in this game, like instead of a hard boundary, you actually teleport if you walk into the fog at the edge of the map. So you can teleport from one end of the map to the other this way, but it's kind of randomized which corner you end up being spawned out in, where it spits you out. So it's not necessarily the most reliable way of travel. Maybe it is actually set to locations depending on where in the fog you go in, but I usually don't hit the exact same patch of fog every time, so I think it might sort of fling you to the opposite corner of the map, opposite side some way, but it's hard to tell. I haven't done it quite enough since there's rarely reason to go to the corners. Although there were a few times where I was being chased by swordfish where I was just like, nope, screw it, and just went into the fog, but other than that... Alright. Well, we might not have any light blue passages to get ourselves to where we want to go here, which would be really bad. Does happen. Oh no, this looks like a passage. Alright, so we're probably going to... Oh no, this is because we're right... This island really was a big starting one. Alright, let's just, joy. Oh, Wendy. Never change. Alright, yeah. If we don't have a passage, we'll just stake out northward so that we can take advantage of the prevailing tidal waves. Oh, there's a keg of gunpowder over there. Those are always interesting. Basically, if you attack them, they explode. It's a shame you can't examine waves. I'd like it if you could examine them and see what people's thoughts of the waves are. Alright. Okay, it looks like we're finding another island up here somewhere soon, so hopefully this will be a good one. Yeah, no, that's not landmass, so it would be this way. Rubicons, Captain. Oh, nope, there we go. Hopefully this island has gold on it. It's got rocks, that's usually a promising start. Gives us somewhere to shack up for the night as well, so that's always a good thing. More limpets as well, so... All in all, you know, this is the nice thing about Shipwrecked, is that everywhere that you go is pretty bountiful, so you don't have to worry as much about resource collecting, resource saving, stuff like that. Just really is kind of more about that exploration, letting you get away with it. And we can probably just eat that last limpet, that'd be fine. Yeah, we're kind of capped, but that's okay. Oh wow, this is a really tiny island. Nothing on it. Huh. Oh no, it's just a long, thin island. Okay. It's gonna take me a long time to get from one end of this island to the other to get back to my boat. I don't think there's any gold on here either. It's kind of unfortunate. Huh. What the hell? This is a weird-shaped island. Kinda liking it. I kinda like this. Alright. Yeah, what a funky island. Is this even like a tiny land bridge that brings me back to my boat? I think it is. Okay, so I think that we can safely assume that this is not a gold island. Like, typically when gold spawns on an island, it spawns several places across it, so, like, it's not useful for me to search and hunt through every little bit of that place, like, every corner. Because if there was gold on it, we probably would have already found it. So let's go ahead and stake out into the open ocean again and look for... See if there's another gap here, and we'll get the boat around to the other side of the island, because we don't want to have the boat parked on that side of it. But we will have to shack up on that island for the night, just because we don't have any other way of anywhere else to go. And we have limited time, so... Yeah, the darkness will be here soon. Got that bioluminescence. Stuff's so weird in, like, real life. I quite like it. I wonder what, let's row to it and see what she has to say about it. Life takes such curious forms, death takes them one and all. Even when you see the pretty glowy lights, jeez. Kind of wondering if I can, like, actually bottle that stuff. Maybe I could have. I haven't tried that yet. Oh, there is gold on this island. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Oh, and there's monkeys. Okay, let's just eat these seeds here. Go away, monkey, that's my stuff. Alright, so... Let's go ahead and drop a log. There we go. And continue on with our lives. We could probably drop the rope as well. We don't need that all that much. Okay, let's continue exploring this island, though. I guess it might have more gold up in that top right corner, maybe? If it does, then we can pick that all up. I think that this game, you do sort of need more gold, and it's kind of more rare, too, so it makes it kind of an exploration where it's like, oh yeah, pirate treasure, gold, yay. Of course, like, they do spawn doubloons if you camp in the same spot long enough, where they start dropping gold more or less near you, then it makes it a little bit easier to get a little. But it takes like 3 doubloons for 1 gold. Oh yeah, there's another one here. I have noticed that it tends to spawn gold more often in this sort of foresty, rainforesty area, as opposed to on the sand, but I've also noticed they do spawn on the sand, so it's not impossible to get it from beachy areas. Alright, so this torch is gonna burn out after. Nights are just shorter in Shipwrecked, so we'll be okay. It'll be fine. We'll eat a flower, and that'll comfort us a little bit, because that's something that sane people do, is they just pick up any old flower that they see lying around there and eat it. Sure, some of them could be poisonous, potentially, but none of them in this game are. It's fine. One of these days they're going to include poisonous flowers, and it's going to be awkward as hell. It's just like if you eat a flower with a random chance of being poisoned, then you'll have to find the anti-venom. Alright. There we go. Up to 2 gold. Now we could set up here. There are monkeys, and that's a great way to get food as Wendy, so we could do it that way, but honestly, let's keep going, exploring a little bit more, because we haven't gotten too far yet. We haven't explored the wide blue yonder yet, and haven't found any great island. Like, that island was pretty interesting, and it's kind of neat that there's like that lagoon in the middle. I kind of would have wanted to see what's in the middle of it, but I'm not playing the right character for that, because I don't want to build a whole new boat just to do that. One of the things that you probably should do once you've got your backpack is you should always carry like stuff to make a life raft or something like that. Just have bamboo and vines on you, or rope and boards, so that you can make a boat at a moment's notice, because you can actually build a boat from on top of a boat and then hop from one boat to the other. I wouldn't recommend necessarily having like enough to make a really big fancy boat, although if you do, then that could save you some real grief if you're being attacked at night by something and you need to get a new boat all of a sudden. Although I guess if you're building a boat at that point in time, you're in trouble anyway. Alright, where have we got our island here? There's like this light blue water is indicating to me that there's an island near. It must be north. Will this be the miracle island for us here? Our new island paradise. In the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Alright, there we go. Alright, big sandy beach here. We haven't found any of the coral yet, which is going to be a bit of an issue. Although, it's harder to say how we're going to react with the coral and with that stuff, because if we're traveling and adventuring a lot, maybe we just have to hunker down and let the monsoon season pass us by, instead of exploring during that season. I don't know. Maybe we'll be able to make a bunch of raincoats or something like that instead, and be able to travel during that bad season. I don't know. Like, it's a choice. Alright. So these areas are kind of interesting because you can get water beefalo herds going through this area. Pretty much the same as beefalo. You can get the manure from them so that you can go ahead and just have whatever you need from beefalo. Oh god. Alright, let's go ahead and hammer a crate. I don't actually need the cloth there. I could go ahead and try and cut down trees until I could build a backpack, but I don't really want to. Now, this is kind of more like a land biome because it's always attached to an island or something like that, but it actually requires a boat to travel on, like I can't walk on it, as you can see. So they're kind of weird in-between things. They're kind of land, they're kind of sea, kind of both. Alright. This, like, we're getting big islands here, with a lot of land, a lot of different resources. There's no gold, it looks like, on this island, but other than that, this could be a settlement sort of place. pretty good biodiversity. It would be near water beefalo, so we could get some good resources from them. Particularly, they poop out manure just like good beefalo do. It'd be nice if there are monkeys on this island as well, so maybe we'll look to see if there are any of those. Make a decision based on that, because best resource for Wendy is monkeys. And we do need to actually kill a lot of monkeys so that we can get the crown again. Maybe we should focus on finding a monkey island that has lots and lots of monkeys so that we can take advantage of them. Although, then we kind of might get stuck in that cycle of just killing monkeys all day. Although it doesn't take very long, actually, as Wendy. You just sick Abigail at them, and then they all die. Alright, looks like we got a forested area. Maybe gold only does spawn, and I could have sworn that I've had gold from other ones, though. We'll see, maybe if there is gold here. This is a really small, jungly area, though. It's just enough to keep vines and bamboo, though. For our safety rafts and escape ships and stuff like that. Alright. Kind of want to keep an eye on, like, our hunger meter as well as everything else. Yeah, I mean, this island is missing a couple of resources that we would want, although the wild boar house here, too. Those are also really, really good resources to have on your home island. I find they're a little bit harder to kill than regular boars, pigmen. Yeah, maybe we should focus on destroying a couple of these palm trees. Not destroying, harvesting. Some of those palm trees so that we can kind of get a backpack, because I'm kind of thinking that we need one pretty badly. Alright, more pigmen. Let's go ahead and do just that, I think. What can we get rid of here? Alright. It would also let us do a fire, but I probably won't bother building a fire. We'll just plant these. Alright. We'll eat the raw seaweed, even though it's a bit bad for our sanity. Oh, that's actually a lot bad for our sanity. That seems kind of crazy to me, considering I like raw seaweed, but, you know, that's just me. I don't know, that can't just be me. There's, like, salads that have raw seaweed and stuff like that. Well, we'll pick up flowers and then everything will be fine. Palm leaf. Where's our survival tab? What did I need for the... We need 4 of those. Okay, well. I'm just gonna leave a bunch of coconutty stuff lying on the ground and that's fine. Try and find some flowers during the night, pick them up. Alright, one more. There we go. Alright, temporary backpack. Thatch pack. This thing's kind of crappy, but whatever. We're already starting to go a little bit crazy, but that's okay. It's fine. Go. This is a 13% torch there, so let's go ahead and get another one. See the eyes in the night there. Hello. How's it going? Alright, let's see if we can find some flowers or something during the night here. Oh. Around the other way. I know that this island actually had a ton of flowers, so we can go ahead and make a flower wreath as well, and that'll help with our sanity just a little bit. Since we were doing things that are making us go just a little bit bonkers. Just a tiny bit, getting our feet a little bit wet as well. Alright. Okay. ahead and pick up some sweet potatoes as well, since we probably won't be coming back to this island anytime soon. Alright, let's eat that. Eat these. And continuing on. We'll go ahead and grab up, I think, 12 of them. That's what it was. Oh, looks like we got enough. Perfect. Alright, we'll get back to our boat and try and find another island. Go ahead and put our hat on, though. Before those flowers turn too wilted to make a hat out of it. Alright. Got our hippy-dippy hat on. We could eat it if we had to. It's like eating 12 whole flowers, except not. Alright, directly south. Okay, the thatch pack is going to make things a lot sort of simpler for us because any sort of backpack really does make the game a lot better for you. It'd be kind of interesting if like your thatch pack could decay or something like that, could rot, because it's made out of just palm leaves. That would be kind of funny to me. Okay. We actually need a lot of gold because I plan on using gold nuggets to produce the binoculars or spyglass or whatever it's called. I can't really remember. Telescope? I don't know. All the same thing to me. It's like a microscope for far things. But everyone knows that as things get further away, they get smaller. Oh, perfect. Coral. Okay, we're gonna need some of this. We'll see if we can also see the octopus or whatever it's called. No, back off, jellyfish. I don't want any. I'm not sure if they zap you when you haven't aggroed them, but they do seem to... there's another interesting thing over there. There we go. Alright, so this is a brainy sprout, and it's kind of an interesting thing there. You actually gain a huge amount of sanity when you eat those. And, like, that's not my first instinct when I saw that, but I was just like, okay, well, what's it do? And I ate it, and it gave me a whole bunch of, that's one smart-looking plant. Yeah, so those things are actually quite interesting. I kind of thought that they would do something like decrease my sanity by a huge amount or whatever, but it turns out they're actually pretty beneficial. They're pretty rare, though. You always find it near the coral. Yeah, we're going to want just lots and lots of coral, because I don't know how many chimeneas we're going to end up actually making. Just because, like, we never know when we're going to end up on another island as we explore looking for the stupid monkey. Finding ourselves out there in the middle of nowhere without any sort of chimenea, and then spring hits or monsoon seasons hits, and we're just like, well, I guess we're screwed. As our fire continues to go out over and over and over again during the night. I think our boat's starting to come apart, so that's unpleasant, but it is part of being on a boat in this game. We'll have to replace it pretty soon, but I want to get as much of this coral as I sort of feasibly can carry. I don't remember if it stacks up in 20s or if it stacks up in 30s, or even 40s. Alright, so I think we're just about at the point where we've got, like, enough, but... yeah, I think that'll be enough for now. We can always find more later. But this stuff is just super, super important in this version of it, so finding a coral patch like this... I feel like they got bigger since the beta. Or since the early time when I played this, like, way, way back when, but... they're just so important that you have to take it when you can. Okay. Well... I'm kind of curious as to whether or not it would be smarter to stake out another island, like really just risk it, push ourselves, or if it would be better to go back to shore for a night and try and make a new boat. Because we can't make a new boat overnight just because we can't mine the resources or machete out the resources while we're on the boat, or while we're holding a torch rather. It's like we only have one hand in this game basically. So... I'd have to basically just do nothing for a night, which would hold us back. Whereas if I just try and go across the ocean, there's always that horrible risk that we just get lost out at sea, standing in the middle of blue water, being attacked by wolves at sea, or sharks or whatever. while holding a torch in one hand, incapable of rowing, as our boat disintegrates around us. So, I mean, let's take a look at this. I don't actually know that I've got a route to take here yet. Yeah, it's gonna hit dusk pretty soon, so we're gonna probably just head back. I'm amazed that we've hit this many islands and I've only found 2 gold so far. Especially because they're big islands. Like, big islands have more options for resources and stuff like that, of course, so... Darkness will be here soon, yeah. Well, I guess we've also got a little bit of wood ever since our backpack getting exploration, so... I guess we could just head back, start up a fire, cook up all this stuff that we've got, because we've got a lot of limpets that we have to cook. I could try and trap a crab, maybe, I don't know. I don't really need Abigail right now, so I wouldn't necessarily benefit from that. Yeah, I'm not seeing any... Oh. Island sort of pokes out here. Okay, oh man, do I want to risk it? I'm gonna risk it. Now, you can actually go ahead and just punch out a little bit of distance with your boat and then pull out the torch, and then punch out a little bit of distance and then pull out the torch, and do this ad infinitum to move a little bit while it's night. But what I'm doing here is what people call reckless, okay? This is a fool's way of playing this game. Okay, come on, land. I believe in you. I believe you exist. Oh, man. Oh, thank God. Land ho. Right, so... Go. And let's dump a fire down. Go ahead and cook up all our limpets here. Yeah, we could have stood on that boat for a little while longer, just doing nothing but hoping for the best while things went to shit, but we got lucky. Oops. Alright, so let's go ahead and machete these coconuts here. Ouch. My coconuts, they're on fire. Right, well, whatever. Alright, are we, just about. Alright, so, once morning comes, we'll machete down the ingredients we need for another boat, and we'll continue on our journey. Perfect. But you know what? It is already day 5. That's gone by pretty blazingly fast. We've barely found anything so far. Oh, there's a monkey with a pirate hat. What the hell is that? It's not something I'd actually seen yet. His joviality is almost endearing, almost. What about you? Same thing. So he's just a monkey with a pirate hat. And the bastards have taken whatever had the skeleton had. Sons of bitches. Alright, let's go ahead and take some berries here before these monkeys can take it. Oh, they took it before I could. Son of a bitch monkeys. Oh, it's a water beefalo. You see it's got that sort of manure that sort of poops out there. I don't see them usually coming up onto land, but they can. I'm not sure what prompts them to do it or not, but usually I don't see them up on land. Goddamn thieving monkeys. Alright. Supposedly there's some way to make them stop being thieves, but I don't know what it is. It's probably like give them a banana and make them your friend or something. Although you'd think that would increase the larceny. It's like, hey, this person wants to give us stuff. Alright, they've stolen the ashes. Every cricketer's nightmare. I don't play cricket and I don't watch cricket, so I don't actually know what that means. Anyway, wow, this is a monkey island though. This is somewhere where I could set up and just make my base if it weren't for the fact that I cannot seem to see any gold here. I needed a little bit more vines too. Here we go. Okay, yeah, this could be an interesting place for a base. Let's see if we can find some gold on it. Just in whichever way that we happen to come across it. These monkeys, man, they're just coming all the way across the island, aren't they? Okay. They'll go away come nighttime, so it's okay. I'm just not going to collect anything until then. I just have to find... See if there's another biome, jungle biome, or anywhere else that might have gold. I don't know, what do I have enough gold to do anyway? Like, just a science machine, basically. That's not really enough. I need at least the alchemy engine, I think. Well, no, because, like, all the really important stuff for me would be just the science machine, I think. Like, I just need a sail, and I need a good sturdy ship that can actually carry a torch. Okay, you guys are just waiting for me to smash that so you can steal whatever it is I'm looking for, aren't you? Little bastards. Ooh, this is interesting. Wooden potato thing. So, could camp there for a little while. Use that as a temporary base. It's the remains of a guy who lit a really hot fire and just has died a terrible death for it. Yeah, once the monkeys stop chasing me, I could potentially summon Abigail. This is a huge island. Alright, we can continue on, like, all the way over this way with our other boat. Like, I should really figure out what that monkey with the pirate hat does. Where's our boat? I want to figure out what's in the mangrove tree area. See if there's anything special going on there. Monkeys seem to have stopped following me a little bit. This vessel is damaged, I can relate. That's really, really, a little bit over the top there, Wendy. Alright. So heading out into here, we're not worried too much about the fact that our boat is pretty badly damaged, just because, like, this sort of area is not too important for us right now. Let's go ahead and maybe try and chop down some of these mangrove trees. I think that these ones are sort of unique in that they grow back, but I'm not 100% sure about that. They drop twigs and these logs here, so they're a pretty good source of wood, as you would expect. But they don't seem to drop fruit, so I'm not 100% sure. Like, I've never bothered checking back on one since I'm usually on the go, so... And because, like, there are other forms of wood that do produce fruits and stuff like that, so why would I chop these down when I could chop those other ones down? Although, like, this game mode doesn't necessarily have as many twigs. I'm kind of just wondering, like... I'll soon face a water again. Fantastic. I'm just kind of wondering, like, are these mangrove trees, like, fully grown? Maybe there's a fully grown version that I'm just not seeing, so that could be what's going on. Like, I'm pretty notoriously bad at not being able to figure out what trees are at which stage of growth, so... These water beefalo being such... That's a big herd of them, actually. This would be a pretty interesting place. Yeah, the only problem is the gold thing. Alright, well, let's get onto shore here. Let's try and chase down a crab, force it to hide in the sand. Then we'll summon Mistress Abigail with our dark ritual. Alright, so let's go ahead and... There we go. Alright, set trap there. Murder you. Right, I forgot. That's not how you murder things to make Abigail show up. Right, I guess we're eating fish tonight, guys. Right. We'll just leave that there. Anyway. We'll pick up our trap, we'll drop it on top of a crab hole thing or whatever, and we'll remember to murder it properly. Can't believe I forgot that the proper way to murder something in this game. Alright. Set trap maybe like there. Close enough. Okay, so what have we got left to explore on this island? And basically this just the central area. Now, if we do find another island nearby that has lots of gold but doesn't have anything on it, this might be a good place to form our base otherwise anyway. Plenty of monkeys, a monkey with a pirate hat that probably is unique or interesting in some way or shape or form. I don't know. Maybe he's not, but he sure seems to be. Alright, so we'll just hold on to this like this until we get to that point where we can dump it into our hand bar there. Because we will run out of torch before night ends. Oh, automatically did it. Yeah, it looks like there's nothing but sort of beach. Sometimes you find little pockets of other biomes mixed in here, but not happening here. Yeah, so that was basically everything. I'm gonna go hammer those things for boards, just because boards are a lot of wood. So it saves us a lot of time by getting that. Might also get some cloth or whatever, but we're not going to bother with it. Ugh. That's saving. Alright. So let's trundle our way down here. And we're probably going to call this an episode, because we've done quite a bit. We've gotten ourselves into a pretty fine predicament, though, in not being able to find any gold. It's going to just take us that much longer to actually get to where we're trying to go. And not you, I want the seed. There we go. But yeah, I guess we were going to make a new boat anyway. Oh man, I just realized this island keeps going. I hope this is the end of it, but oh man. Oh man. This island by itself is like a Don't Starve map, like a vanilla Don't Starve map. There's another, oh my god, look at all this gold! Yay! Okay, this island is paradise. I love everything about it. It's got iBirds. It's got iBirds and it has monkeys, guys. This place is literally the best. iBirds are gonna kill me now, but like we found a great place, guys. So on that high note, that extremely high note, I hope you found this episode enjoyable. We're going to continue our search for Wilbur, but we're going to establish ourselves first. We don't want to get caught trying to just go around the map unprepared, getting killed by iBirds like this. But I hope you found this video enjoyable, and of course, as always, I hope to see you all next time.